quite a few videos on here about my deconstruction from the Mormon church, and I sometimes get comments from members being like, what's your goal with this? Are you trying to like destroy the Mormon church? Are you trying to get everyone to leave? No. If the Mormon church is making you happy and it's making you personally be a better person, and like that's what you want in your life, go for it. I don't really care, to be honest. I actually started this for a couple of reasons. One of them being that I had family members that were Mormon that threatened, if I were to die, to baptize my children as quickly as possible. And I know how that manipulation works. So I was like, how would I have it on record for my children that I'm not a big fan of the church? And then because I don't want them to think that. Ooh. Number two, also because like finding this space online and finding this community of other people that have quit this high demand religion was incredibly validating. It was so helpful for me when I found out that other people also left the church for logical reasons, because when you're in the church, they make you feel like people only leave because they're bad people or because they want to sin. And so when I left, because like I prayed about it and felt that it was false, and like I had logically deconstructed so much of the history and was so incredibly shocked by it, people within the church were like, that can't be possible. It's just because you're maybe like not faithful enough. Maybe you're not good enough person. Maybe you just don't understand the ways of God, which is like a really nice way of saying maybe you're too stupid to understand, so God's not even going to give you the answer. So I'm changing the narrative, because the narrative that the church gave out about people like me, I found out as I was leaving, wasn't true, but I also felt so alone. And that like maybe I was the only person on earth who had ever come to the conclusion that the Mormon church was false after praying about it and thinking sincerely, because what they'll tell you is that anyone who asks sincerely will get the answer that is true. And that if you don't get that answer, it's because you weren't asking in good faith. And so this was a really hard thing for me to reconcile. And when I saw there were so many other people online that had gone through similar experiences, it was such a breath of fresh air to know that I wasn't A, completely insane for leaving, or B, just too incredibly stupid to understand. And to be honest, I remember thinking, if it's an intelligence thing, then why me, somebody who was considered to be like a gifted child throughout school, straight A's all the way through high school and university? When I took my ACT, I did so well on it that Harvard wrote me personally, sent me their application and asked me to send it in. I didn't, because all the Mormon influences around me were like, if you go, Satan will be getting you, you'll be in his grasp. But like, I'm not one of the dumbest people on earth, to put it lightly. Like, I'm fine. If somebody that's at normal or above average intelligence can't understand this, then does the Mormon God even want you to understand it? Or does he just want you to follow along blindly? It was a whole thing for me. So this has been super validating to find other like-minded people.